Hi everyone, welcome to this lecture. So in this lecture, we will learn that what we require from the linear regression model. So if we recall from the previous lecture, that in previous lecture, we learned the basic definition of a linear regression, that linear regression is a process in which we establish a linear relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable. We also learn how to transform the equation of a linear model into standard regression equation. Now we have standard regression equation. Now what we require from the regression model. So in order to understand the requirement from the regression model, let's see this salary data set. So this is the salary data set and this is the scatter plot of the salary data set. If I want to train a model on this salary data set or on this training point, I have to connect this point with a straight line. So this is my linear model or a regression model, which is trained on these data points. Now this model has trained, this regression model has trained. What is my requirement from this model? So my requirement from this model is that if I give a new test sample to this model should be able to predict the salary or the output value. So it means if I give the input or a new test sample as 1.5, so it should be able to give the salary of a person whose experience is 1.5. Similarly, if I give a new test sample of 3.5 year to this model, it should be able to predict the salary of a person whose experience is 3.5 years. So the requirement from the regression model is that after training, it should be able to predict the dependent quantity if a new independent quantity or if a new value of an independent quantity is given to the model. Now, this is another example. This is a dataset known as housing price dataset. In this dataset, the price of a house depends upon the area of a house. So the value for the area of the house are 200, 300, 400, and up to 1000 square meter. So if we train a regression model on this dataset, so after training, our requirement from the regression model should be that it should be able to predict the price of a house if a new value of the area of house is given. So here the values are 200, 300, and 400. So if I give a value of 580 square meter, now 580 square meter is not present in the data set, but since the regression model has trained, so our requirement is that that model should be able to predict the price of a house whose square area is 580. That is, our requirement from regression model is to predict the price of the house if the area of the house is 580 square meter. So the requirement from the regression model is very simple. The requirement is prediction, whether to predict the salary of a person or to predict the price of a house. So after learning, the regression model should be able to predict the value if a new test sample is given to it. So in this lecture, we'll learn that what we require from the regression model. I hope you understood this lecture. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next lecture.